So I have 1 unit of 4 right here. These guys. And I have 1 unit of.
So 4 plus 1 extra troopers plus 1 ion troopers is 6, right?
Yep. They should be 6 each. Yep.
No.
You have so the way it goes is you deploy your first unit, then I deploy a unit, and we kind of respond to each other's deployments. So
Okay.
Go over your build real quick without talking about it. Sure.
Alright, so that's what he's running.
Okay. And then here we go. How can you deploy up to?
It is range 1, so if you actually grab the range ruler,
Okay.
so just pull a stick off and hand me one. And then the speeder bike, oops, an ATST. There we go. Thank you. So from the edge of the board, range 1 is our deploy zone. Alrighty. So the way this game works is all attacks are going to be made with D8s.
Okay.
The 8-sided die. The color of the dice will denote what type of dice you're using. So for example, if it's a little white diamond, white dice, black diamond, black dice, red diamond, red dice.
Okay.
There's your health, which is the green emblem on your card.
Okay.
And then there's your morale, or your, basically, if you get pinned and stuff, it's your panic. It's your morale. That's the yellow emblem. On vehicles, the orange is your basically after a certain damage threshold, once you take that much damage that's on the card, your vehicle starts to break.
Okay.
So it's going to be a roll, and dependent on the roll, that's what outcome comes out. Your vehicle can no longer move. I think that's what Ion actually does, is it stops it from moving.
Okay.
It has to take 2 actions to move. Every activation, so every time you issue an order or activate a unit, gets 2 actions. We'll talk more about actions when we start playing. So, my deployment.
Hopefully you don't mind me doing mine.
No, that's all good. Do your homework.
I'm going to want them close to that barricade as possible. Hey, do you mind if I grab a green tea?
Yeah, drink. Yeah.
Please? I'll pay for it before I leave. Just
That's all good for demoing. You get the drink.
Just keep in mind, you want to keep your general within range 3 of your units because that's how they get commands. So you can't have Luke Skywalker halfway across the
Way
battlefield.
on the other side, right? Okay.
Unless they have the long range comm link. So, and I saw in your build you have that for both of your vehicles, so you don't have to worry about that. They can go as far as they like.
Okay. All right. And the range of orders is how long?
3. So 3 of those sticks together.
Oh, 3 of these things.
Yeah, it's kind of convenient that they slot together.
That is really cool.
And, Jason and I pre-ordered, I think we pre-ordered the starter set, an ATST, a T-47, and a set of the measuring sticks. Actually, you're going to want to grab those movement, those things. You're going to want to put those kind of in the middle of the board on this side.
Okay. Just
so you can each grab them. The little red pips, if you actually look at your card, you'll see these little red dashes right underneath your health and your defense die and your surges. I'll explain surges if you roll one.
Got it. Okay.
But those pips, most things move to. The speeder has a compulsory move.
Okay.
So every turn, it's going to move 3 as a free action. It has to move forward 3, and.
So these 3 put together is how far it has to move.
No, it's this is 3 pips. This is 2
I
pips.
see
This is 1 pip. So Darth Vader only moves 1. I think my speeder bikes move 3 as well, and most infantry moves 2. So you're deploying Luke there?
Got it. I'm going to put him right there. Yeah.
Alrighty.
This is the easiest part.
Actually,
Or the easiest part.
Alright. My speeder bikes right here.
Let me know if I'm in the shot side.
Oh, you're fine.
No, you're fine. So another thing about movement, you only move your commander. So for example, your guy with the jacket or my guy with the shoulder pauldron, and everything can move wherever it wants within a one move bubble.
okay.
So So, for example, I can move them here, and then I could just like fan them out. They don't have to keep a rigid 1-inch formation, and where they did like in Warhammer.
Okay.
So it's a little more looser when it comes to movement. Your deployment. Another fun thing about these kits, everything you see here in terms of infantry, they came in a set of a torso, sometimes a backpack with the rebels, and arms that clip in.
Oh, nice.
Like anything that's holding a weapon, the plastic's very bendable, so you pry them open a little bit and they just snap right in. There's sometimes some excessive sprue on the actual like connectors that you have to chip away at with an X-Acto knife, but it's not that bad
Okay.
compared to some of the GW stuff I've purchased.
Right.
Not to rag on GW, because I love their products. I'm a huge Age of Sigmar fan. I play it every week here. You know, but the sprue can sometimes be a little excessive, in my opinion.
Okay. All set up.
Oh, you still have 2 more.
Oh, you're all done. Okay.
No, I'm not.
He just put the
I
ATST,
I
yeah.
just dropped my ATST
okay.
there.
Okay.
Now you explain what that does, right? The T-47.
Yes, the tow cable weapon. So when it gets off a successful hit against this, you can pick this guy
Spin
up and spin him.
Okay.
Which
thing
is useful because he can only move like a certain
You
angle.
can only pivot 90 degrees in a move action. So the thing is, this vehicle in particular can only move forward.
So you're gonna be turning that around, and it's gonna be out of like range out of your people and your speeder.
Okay.
Rule the skies. How did they paint theirs? Oh, they had a little blue there. Just one moment, I really want to just check something really quick here. A pivot is a special type of move that vehicles can use to reposition. Vehicles are naturally less mobile than a squad of infantry, so instead of performing a move action, a vehicle may choose to pivot, rotating up to 90 degrees in either direction. When you hit an enemy vehicle, you perform a pivot. Weaken the rear part of the attack. So these things have to pivot to turn. Just one moment, I'm sorry. I've been trying to figure out this pivot roll because it's not well explained in the rule book.
How many pieces did the ATST come in?
So this is the most fiddly kit. These 2 are the most fiddly kits. You have to kind of assemble his legs.
Okay.
He's very posable. That's the one good thing. You can pose him like he's walking, you know. I kind of kept him a little posable. Like there's this joint right here that I can kind of manipulate in here, and then the ankles can move back and forth. So I could have him at a more like lean back, tall, kind of proud chicken walker, low and firing. Just kind of have to do it with both hands because I'm afraid it'll snap. But so from what I can see, what pivot means is it's a sharper turn, because the thing is, like, you can do boom, boom,
Okay.
but you can't do, like, you can't fully turn and then move forward. You're going to have to do the L shape. So
Okay.
vehicles can do, what infantry, because they can't do this.
Right.
They have to use the forward or back,
Okay.
because infantry can just go boop, boop. So for moving these guys, if you wanted to turn them and then move them, you have to pivot. So
Pivot.
Wedge Antilles can pivot 180.
Okay.
So you can like fly at me and then immediately turn around
Okay.
if you wanted to. He has a full 180 pivot as opposed to my chicken walker. All right, so you deployed your.
I can pivot 360. Nice.
Oh yeah, sorry, 360, not 180. He can pivot
Sweet.
basically any way you want.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know, if you wanted to turn his arc around, because the little X's are the firing arc. So this is the front firing arc, this is the rear firing arc. Any vehicle has those. They highly recommend to model around it if you're doing bases. Like for example, for the snow speeder, they had the snow form the arc like little dashes in snow. Yeah. Darth Vader shall rest here. And next point, yeah, that'll be your deployment. Now, that model has climbed, and the reason I'm telling you this is he can climb over barricades. He's an incredibly mobile unit.
Okay.
Do not be afraid to run him into things.
Okay.
If you're having trouble with cover, or you want to get to a unit that's kind of resisting, he just scales over it like it's not even there. Other units, in order to climb, they have to roll a defense die for each model that goes over, and if they fail their defense die, they don't move.
Alright, so I think you're up now, Gabor. You placed Vader.
He's actually up. He has to place his ATRG.
Okay.
And And then now I'm deploying my final unit of 10 stormtroopers. By the way, this store has some of the best green tea I've had.
Oh, really? You like that green tea? Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah. Come down to Gaming on Grand for green tea.
Right on. Kirkland brand.
And you just make sure everything's kind of behind this. I just don't want to over deploy here. This guy and his friends. Alrighty, so now I believe we shall quickly roll off. So you and I both grab a red die. A defense d6. Whoever gets shields goes first. Whoever gets the alright. Alrighty.
There we go.
There you go.
Alright, so you
Alright.
get the counter first. So what this means is that if we get the same amount of pips on our cards, you get to roll a red d6, and if you get a defense, you go first.
Wait, say that one more time?
So the way we do turn order is whoever gets the lowest pips goes first.
Okay, right.
However, if we match pips, you will have the opportunity to still go first by rolling the red d6.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that opportunity. So
And what am I trying to get? Just a shield?
just a shield. Just a shield or a surge. So now we're going to put our command cards down. So I place mine.
That's cool.
3, 2, flip. Alrighty. Roll the d6. I didn't think this would happen so soon.
Right off the bat, huh?
Yep. So, standing orders. Oh!
Alright, there
And
we go.
you go first. So, issue a command to one unit within 3 range of Luke Skywalker.
Issue.
So, what that means is you're going to pick up a token, one of your unit tokens,
Right here? Okay.
and face up and place it next to the unit.
Okay.
So, no matter what, when you take your turn, they're going to go. You don't have to generate it.
Okay.
27. Alright. I'm going to generate mine. I'm going to give it to these guys. So now take the rest of your tokens.
This is
Put,
for Luke, right?
yeah, yes, that's the one for the T-47. Now take the rest of your tokens and put them upside down. Kind of shuffle them around. Don't look at them. And then set them in a stack. Face down. So now you can either, since this is your turn, you can fly the T-47.
Okay.
Or you can pick up a token, reveal it, and then use the unit on the token.
Okay. I will. Let's go fly.
Alrighty. So here's your.
3 pips.
Yep. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold the base with one hand, slot it into the front,
Okay.
remove the model, keep holding the ruler with your other hand, so
I see.
and then slot it in the back.
Oops.
That's all good. If it's alrighty.
Okay.
And now pull that out. So that was your first action. Now, for your second action, you have a few options. You
Okay.
can put him on guard or on standby.
Okay.
So that means if any unit activates or ends an activation within three range of you, you can immediately attack.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that then.
Or wait, you can dodge.
Okay.
So if I decide to fire a weapon at you, you can spend a dodge and negate one of my attacks immediately.
Okay.
Or you can, if you move, no, you have 2 actions because that's a compulsory move. So you can aim now if you wanted to. And what aim does is you take an aim token,
Okay.
you can reroll 2 of your failed attacks.
Okay.
So go ahead, do what you wish.
Okay.
You can
My options are aim,
aim, dodge, standby,
dodge,
or move again and then attack.
aim, dodge, aim. Okay.
Because that a compulsory move doesn't count towards your action limit of 2.
Okay. So do an aim and then standby.
You could do an aim and a standby, yeah.
He wouldn't get to attack this round though?
He won't get to attack, however, anything that activates within 3 range of him, he
Oh.
gets to attack, and then he can spend an
Use
aim
the aim.
token on that attack.
Okay.
So, oh god. Well,
Basically
oh.
everybody's in range 3, yeah.
Mm,
Oh, but they gotta
no,
be
that's,
inside
no,
the
that's
arc.
range 4. I have it overextended.
They have to be inside the arc
For
though, right?
the
Yeah, the range.
speeders have to move.
He did. He
No,
actually,
the speeder.
yeah, the
the-
speeders.
Speeders have to move.
They,
too.
they have a well, I can generate a token case.
Yeah.
But
But if you do, then it's going to generate.
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Actually, the speeders are out of range.
But they have a compulsory move.
I know, Jason. I know, Jason.
Actually got this right here.
Oh, sweet.
The
Yeah.
laser pointer.
All right. So the speeder bikes are going to activate. They're out of your 3 range, and I'm going to stay out of that 3 range. because I don't want to get obliterated. So basically, so I don't want to get any closer than that. I end my move here. Well, your arc is actually useless right now, so I can move behind you. You won't do anything.
Got it, because you're in that blind zone right there.
Yeah. Well, your back cannon has the back arc. So these are the two arcs you're focusing on for the back cannon. The front cannon's these side arcs. And, and even then, the tow cable, all it does is pivot my vehicle.
You can just move it near to like that, within 1 inch. One range.
What?
One range within the captain.
For what?
Can you move them all?
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't have to. I don't have to move them.
Not like
I know. So I'm actually gonna move them again. So this is my first action because they have the compulsory move.
Compulsory movement, yep.
And then he's gonna kind of speed in behind, and then I'm actually going to fire my weapons.
Okay.
Forward arc, and I'm gonna do it into that unprotected unit right there. So T-47 speeder bikes have a red, black, and white die for their attacks. And they have range 1-3. Let me just. Yep, they can do it. Ooh, so that's one hit for the first one, and then one hit for the second one. So that's 2 hits. So your defend die is marked on your card. So it's right next to your health and your panic.
White.
Oh,
It's gonna be a white.
You get 2 white dice.
You get 2 white dice against the 2 attacks,
Okay.
and you are going to take 1 damage and 1 suppression token.
Okay.
So take this.
1 damage means one of them dies.
Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty, and that was their activation. So to you.
Okay.
So now you generate. So you grab a token. And
Okay. And this is the
that is the ATRT.
ATRT. Where's the show? Oh, on the top there. Got it. Okay, so put on him. And then.
Does he have a compulsory move?
Nope, ATRTs do not have a compulsory move.
Okay.
His range is 1 to 3.
For his base weapon, but then he also has. So he has
He has
3
claws.
weapons. He has claws. He has the blaster that he's carrying, the actual model, and then there's the cannon we equipped to him. And he has 3 options, by the way. If you choose rebels,
Okay.
he has a flamethrower, which is a really good anti-infantry because it ignores cover completely.
Okay.
That, and then there's an anti-vehicle cannon as well, the laser cannon, which is
Okay.
upon looking at our options, if we had known that this army would be going against the big chicken walker, I probably would have given it the laser cannon.
3 range.
Right. And but that won't make it from his firing arc.
You'd
So I
have
would
to
need to
probably
move in.
and turn to the right.
We could do something like that, maybe.
Yep, as long as you slot the back of the base into one. Speeders and certain walkers are the only thing that can do.
You're in range.
All right, now just remember to keep the token flipped down next to him.
Oh, for the.
Yeah, down.
After you use it.
After you use it, yeah.
Okay.
And now he still has 1 more action, so you can
So then I'm
attack.
gonna shoot.
Alrighty.
Rotary blaster. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5 black dice.
Open with a dice set.
Would you mind opening back dice up so this is a little easier because it's 1 day before launch. And this is giving me angina at this point. He's getting palpitations from this.
So we need 2 more black dice, right?
Yeah, he's grabbing more dice right now. But,
Okay.
are you getting the kind of mechanics so far?
So far, so what's the general order? So it's command. So you make your commands with the ones that you select.
Then it's kind of the
And then
activation.
you would get a random activation.
After that, for
After
each.
that.
For each.
Okay.
So it goes back and forth until our tokens are exhausted.
Okay.
See, okay, that's the 1 token. Wait, keep that page open. There's 1 token, the commander token. All players' commanders were defeated. Promote a unit from the leader. So if you lose Luke Skywalker, you grab this command token. That's one thing I forgot, Jason. And you go, okay, he's a major commander.
Okay.
So just mark him or you mark the card. And then this stuff is these tiny little tokens. It things to show who controls what objective, and then if you have a good base up, these are to differentiate units. So if you have like 3 units of guys with gauss blasters and stuff like that, you know, like, oh, this is unit 2, and then keep it 2 on the card. They actually come with a lot of helpful tokens. I really do like the starter set. Thank you so much, Ed. You're a godsend. You're a freaking angel. I could kiss you.
There we go.
There we go. That's
Now I
it.
got dice. I got
Now
1,
I-
2, 3. How many is it? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay.
Kind of put it off to the right.
Okay.
Need to border some dice.
So 1 critical, 1 regular.
Nope. So that's a surge. So now I'm going to show you what the surge table is.
Okay.
I'm going to grab one of my cards so people can see. So the surge table is actually right underneath your health and your panic is the surge table. Now, what surges offer is for certain models, they have a better chance to hit or defend. For example, your ATRT has the crit surge. So that turns any surge, which is this symbol, into a critical.
Okay.
Other models have surges turn into just normal hits,
Okay.
and the defense surges turn into defense die. So, like for example, for my stormtroopers, their surge dice turn into normal hits instead of crits, unlike your weapon. My speeder bikes have both surges.
Okay.
So certain models will only have one surge, some models will have no surges. It's just all dependent on the unit. So you got 2 hits off, 2 crits, and I believe that breaks through my cover 1. So while defending against a range attack, improve your cover by 1.
Crits doesn't.
Yeah, it ignores cover. That's what I'm saying. So it ignores cover. So now I roll my defense dice. My defense dice are white. So basically, if those weren't crits, I could go, well, one of those didn't hit because I have cover 1 automatically. Being flyers, do I have a defense surge? I do. So that becomes 1 defense. This goes away. And I take 1 hit. I'm just gonna put it on my card.
Okay.
To remind myself, they each have 3 health.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that hits for 1 point of damage.
Everything hits for 1 point.
Oh, everything does. Okay.
Everything though. There's no multi-wound weapons. The thing that changes the game is stuff like pierce, impact, and pierce, impact, and
Blast.
And blast. So pierce, for example,
Ignores.
it can no, yeah, pierce goes, oh, you rolled 3 defense. No, pierce 3 is like, get those defense die out of there. Impact, when you're attacking something with armor, only something with armor, change hits to crits.
Okay.
Because it punches through armor, and then blast is just ignores cover. Alrighty. So you
I have to go in 5 minutes. Want to just do a quick little battle between those guys since those are the big toys?
Sure.
Alright, sweet.
Let's pretend he moved.
Maybe Jason can take over for you.
We
We got 4 people watching the stream, so.
One moment. Or you can
Yeah,
take
you
over, Ted. You're more than welcome to. I know you haven't played much League.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah,
I'd love for you to play.
I get caught up though sometimes. I get a horrible person to play with.
I'm not.
I'd rather have more people learn how to play this.
Then just you and me hashing out all the time. Alright, go ahead.
Okay. Cool.
So, let's just say it's round 2.
Okay.
I'll drop another wound on the speeder bike just for consistency.
Night.
Okay.
Night.
Good night. Alrighty.
Okay, sweet. So
So it's
he's
your-
the air speeder. He has. Okay, so I do 3 red, 3 black. Is that how that works?
Yes, on the blaster.
3 red and 3 black. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
that looks pretty good.
Alright, so wait, his weapon does have a special property.
Right. So it looks like there was.
Impact 3, so because my model has armor, you actually turn 3 of these into crits.
Oh, nice.
And then the surge, it has a defense surge, not an attack surge. So that's nothing.
Okay.
So that's 5 hits on it. So now I roll 5 dice.
Okay.
And I think my ATST is white.
Oh.
All 5 hit. So he is down to 6.
From how many?
11.
Okay.
And he starts messing up at 8 suffered. So that was your attack, so you can still move if you'd like,
Okay.
because you have 2 actions. I'm gonna pretend like you flew in a circle.
Okay. Yeah.
For your
let's
move.
circle. That's fine.
Alright.
And then go ahead and attack from that.
Alrighty, so
Damage dealt back.
ATSD, I'm actually going to split my attacks up.
Okay.
Just because I like not that I play dirty, but you know.
You have to play to an advantage.
I like to play to an advantage. So it's range 4. It's permanently range 4. So anything within range 4. Yep. So I'm firing my mortar cannon at those guys because I want them to be suppressed. So no matter what, takes a suppression.
Okay.
It does not matter. Hits or not. And it has no attack surge, so it took no damage, but it still took a
Okay.
suppression.
Okay.
And now I'm going to fire my MS4 twin blaster cannon, which is 2 of each dice, into your airspeed. Alrighty, and so discarding those 2, it has impact 3, so it punches through armor, so you are making 4 defense rolls.
Okay. Defense, which one? I rolled a
White.
White. Okay.
There you go.
So defense rolls are always these white ones?
No, some of them are
Oh,
red.
Some of them are red. Okay, like
yeah.
Luke is red. Majority are white though, would you say?
Yeah, so roll 4 of them, you have 5 in your hand.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I got 1, and I think that was, yeah, that's a defense surge.
Alrighty, so he takes 3 wounds.
Okay.
So you just drop a counter on him. And I still have an action left.
Even with the defense surge, he still takes 3?
It's well, because each one's 1 hit.
Oh.
So defense surge just ups your odds, because if you look at the white die, there's only 1 defense on it.
Oh,
So without a
okay.
defensive, with a defensive surge,
Oh,
it's 2.
so some don't have a defensive surge, so if I did roll that, it still wouldn't count?
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's why, like, the T-47 is amazing at defense.
Got
This
it.
thing is amazing at defense.
Okay.
T-40, the 74 ZCP, the bikes are really good at offense and defense. Alrighty, so the first exchange they had kind of went well. Honestly, at this point, you could unload your ion blaster into me, and it would disable my walker. If you want to resolve that attack and see what happens.
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Alrighty,
So
let's
ion
just-
blaster.
let's just pretend they got into cover. Here's your ion blaster. So attacking with his ion blaster, you tap the card, you turn it to one side,
Okay.
and its effect is impact 1, ion 1, 2 red dice. So a vehicle wounded by an attack that includes this weapon gains an ion token.
Okay.
So we'll still roll 2 red dice, and we'll double check what ion does. Because I've never hit anything with an ion gun, because whenever I play Rebels.
We got 2 surges. Armor change 1 and that.
Oh, you got 2 surges?
Yeah.
Oh no, those aren't surges. Those are normal hits.
Oh, they're normal, okay.
And then one of them turns into a crit because of impact.
Okay.
So my armor ignores one of these.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to roll for defense now. When a unit activates, if it has 1 or more ion tokens, it loses 1 action for each ion tokens. Discards all ion tokens. Okay, so basically what ion does is, when you fire that ion into me, I'm gonna roll for defense on it though. See if I take it. I do not, but if I did, say that was blank, I take the ion token. And now, next round, I have the option of shooting or moving.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do one thing. Now, if you have 2 units of ion, ho ho ho, yeah, I do nothing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I have to spend that action of activating it to remove the token.
Oh, okay.
See? So that's the advantage of ion. My army can't run ion. Stormtroopers are only equipped with the rocket launchers, which, by the way, I played against a guy who rocket launched Luke Skywalker into oblivion. It was hilarious, but sad.
Oh, I love it. That's too funny. Okay, very cool, very cool.
So we kind of explored some of the mechanics. Ion, people who are watching on the stream, build Ion. Take Ion if your friend or your loved one or someone you hate the guts of brings an ATST to the table, equip your guys with Ion, because you're not going to want to shred through infantry. You're going to want to stop that walker, because every time you land an Ion hit, and it has impact 1, so it's guaranteed that no matter what, if you roll a hit, it's going to go through, and they're going to be forced to roll one of these crappy white defense dice that only have 2 chances to save.
Yeah.
They're going to take an Ion token. You unload 2 into this, it has to spend a round deionizing.
Okay.
So it's not going to do anything. It's going to be stuck there. Combo that with a tow cable,
Yeah.
you've completely disabled an ATST. It's, because I'm sorry, It does nothing, and now it's turned this way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I just have to spend a turn turning it back,
And then get rid of
like,
that.
and then get it ready to fire again. So you can easily devastate one of these things. You just have to, rebels have to build defensively. You can't build offensively the way Empire does, and I think that's going to be the key difference between the armies.
Yeah,
At least until we see more expansions.
Yeah.
I do want to see Rebel speeder bikes, have them be a little weaker than the Imperials, but still have them because they do in the movies. They loot them from Endor, so. But yeah,
Very cool.
that was really fun to learn some of the more mechanics with
Yeah,
you.
thank you. I appreciate you teaching me
Of
there.
course,
That was a
of
lot of
course.
fun.
And the product launches tomorrow, and I'm
Yeah.
going to be here in the
yeah,
morning.
yeah.
I gotta work tomorrow, but I will definitely probably stop by this weekend.
Yeah.
Catch some games in action.
Yeah.
Totally.